Closed captioning brought to you by Illustrated Properties Real Estate. Our roots run deep.
Greetings, I'm Kurt Fonger, and on this Sunday of the big game, welcome to our kickoff of South Florida Real Estate Update, a new weekly TV show dedicated to delivering up-to-date and relevant information dedicated to your local real estate market, as well as advice regarding home renovations and maintenance. First up, let's address the local housing trends, and let's meet Tom Day. He's the Senior Vice President for Illustrated Properties. Welcome, Tom, to South Florida Real Estate Update.
And my pleasure to be here, Kurt.
This is not only the first program, but it's the first program of 2014. 2013 was an extraordinary year for real estate. Why is that, Tom?
No question about it. It was one of the unique markets where it benefited both the buyers and the sellers.
How can that happen?
How can that happen? That's asked all of the time. How can that happen? Well, I think we had price appreciation to a degree, which helped the sellers to more moderate prices, and yet the buyers still had the benefit of low interest rates and a reasonable supply on the market.
Okay, let's talk about the buyers in 2014. What is the strategy going to be for a buyer this year?
Well, first and foremost, if you're a buyer, you must get the right real estate agent. I even go further and say I would recommend that you interview different real estate agents until you've got someone that you know, like, and trust.
And they know you and what you're looking for in real estate.
Yeah, it's probably the biggest purchase for most people. So you got to be real sure you have the right partnership.
So for a buyer, where are the opportunities now?
Still in the below $500,000, I'd say, is the market that's most robust now.
What about choice? You said that there were more homes coming onto the market last year. Is that continuing?
No, fortunately, the investors are not around as much. Flipping is done, over with. So it's a more traditional, stable market now. Buyers are buying with the thought of long-term goals. They're buying a home to live in it.
Illustrated Properties is known for embracing new technology. So buyers come to your website to find properties?
Matter of fact, absolutely. I would say that if anyone has a question about real estate, we have go on the website and we have a tab that says questions about real estate.
So we've been talking about buyers. You're going to be coming back later on South Florida Real Estate Update and talking about sellers. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Now let's go out in the field and check out this week's Community Spotlight. I'm here with Lori Schachter, a realtor with Illustrated Properties, who lives and works in Admirals Cove. Why did you choose Admirals Cove as a place to live?
I moved down here 20 years ago and wound up living on a boat in the marina, and I could not beat this lifestyle. It's just an oasis. We're surrounded by 5 miles of secluded waterways. We choose anything we want during the day. We can play golf, 45 holes of golf. We can play tennis. We can eat. We can sit by the pool. We can go boating. I can work here. What more of a lifestyle is that?
And there are many different price points of homes here in Admirals Cove.
There are. It gives everybody the option of buying anything they want. We have harbor homes starting at $300,000 with private docks. And we have patio homes from $1 to $2 million. We have villas. We have estate homes. We can go up to $14 million, but at any price point, you can have your own private dock.
And 5 miles of waterways, that has to be unique in this area.
I don't know anywhere where you have 5 miles of waterways surrounded by golf course and beautiful estate homes.
And for a gated community, it's very family oriented.
Admirals Cove has been attracting many young families, mostly that live here full times, also due to the fact that we have top A-rated schools in Jupiter.
Lori Schachter, Illustrated Properties, enjoyed it on a wonderful windy day here at Admirals Cove.
What more could you ask for?
Who is it? I'm Roger of Adams Air Conditioning.
I'm sorry, I'm not used to technicians showing up on time.
We get that a lot. May I come in?
It's so hot in here.
Exactly 92.4 degrees to be exact.
Just look at my kids.
Do something for Pete's sake.
Help me, Roger of Adams Air Conditioning. You're our only hope.
I'm on it.
You did it! Thank you!
No need to thank me. It's what we do.
There's a reason why realtors turn to David Dunham Insurance. They want to help their buyers secure a homeowner's policy that delivers the best coverage and cost. As an independent insurance agent who is connected with over 25 A-rated companies, David Dunham Insurance connects homeowners with the best worry-free options available. Confidence, security, and cost adds up to peace of mind. That's why realtors turn to David Dunham Insurance. Shouldn't you?
Securing a mortgage can be grueling, and mistakes can cost you a bundle. That's why I always ask potential customers one question: have you been pre-approved for a mortgage? Janine Henryon, you're a mortgage originator at our friends at Group 1 Mortgage, and it can be a simple process being pre-approved for a mortgage.
It doesn't have to be difficult, Kurt, but the key is to start out early. Get with either myself or one of my colleagues at Group 1 and talk to us about your situation. We can tell you the preliminary documentation that you need to pull together.
Some pay stubs and
absolutely
proof of
2
a job.
years tax returns, your W-2s, show us that you have money in the bank for your down payment, and make an appointment to come in and meet with us, or set aside 20 minutes to spend on the phone.
Because if you find a house you really like, you'll want to be able to tell the homeowner that you have the wherewithal to buy that home.
Most realtors are not going to take a client out looking for homes unless they are pre-approved, and very often I have the seller's agent call me with the pre-approval letter, double checking to make sure I've really seen that client's tax returns and I've really seen their recent pay stubs, and just, especially if it's a competitive situation for that dream home, those sellers agents are absolutely doing their due diligence to make sure that their seller doesn't take the home off the market and not have it closed.
Now, I could think that I have perfect credit and I would have a breeze getting a pre-approval, but there are pitfalls that can be stumbled into.
That's true. I've had clients tell me in the past, I just bought a car and I had credit in the 700s. Well, depending on why your credit is being pulled, there might be a different formula for scoring you. If you have a very good credit score when you're purchasing a car, that means you've had exemplary payment history on your car loans. But maybe it's not weighing so heavily that you were hurt a few years ago and you still have medical collections that keep cropping up. So they're weighted differently, and you want to be proactive about that in case anything comes up that you can be addressing before you find that dream house.
And your taxes can also be a pitfall here too, especially when you're taking deductions.
That's very true. More frequently than I like to think about, we may meet with a client, or over the phone they'll tell us, I make $50,000 a year. If they don't get us their tax returns in a timely fashion, we can be blindsided, not so much that they didn't make $50,000 a year, but maybe they have taken unreimbursed expenses. If Bob Smith works at a company where they're having a trade seminar in Las Vegas, and he writes off everything he does in Vegas, not just the hotel room, not just the cost of the seminar, the plane ticket, what have you, but every entertainment place he went, every cocktail he bought, and it's a $10,000 trip to Vegas. Well, that's $10,000 subtracted from his $50,000 in earnings, so now we can only qualify him on $40,000.
So what goes on in Vegas doesn't always stay in Vegas.
No, it can impair your ability to buy a home. So you want to make sure that you're consulting with your accountant and really only writing off absolutely what you should.
Janine Henryan of Group 1 Mortgage, thanks for being here on South Florida Real Estate Update.
It's my pleasure, Kurt.
There are so many ways to appreciate your home. Here's a great tip.
Hi, this is Andy with Bargain Bob's, and here's a tip to appreciate your home.
A great way to increase the charm and value of your home is by installing new flooring. The three main flooring types being carpet, tile, and hardwood or laminate. Carpet is a great choice for many homes, but you need to consider things like the level of traffic, pets, and children when deciding what type of carpet you need. And although carpet can be easy on a budget, it's not always right for every room. Tile is another popular choice, and it has the longest life of any flooring. Things to consider with tile include the evenness of the floor, the amount of work and time to install, and the lifespan of the color or pattern you choose. You'll want to be sure that you or a potential buyer will be able to live with the decision. Hardwood and laminate are some of the most desired floorings and can certainly increase a home's charm. Hardwood is easier to ding and scratch than laminate, but it can be refinished, while laminate is more durable and generally less costly. The biggest concern with hardwood and laminate is moisture. Don't install it in any space that frequently gets wet. Is your house, driveway, or patio looking a little discolored? Then call Paul Stetson Pressure Cleaning. Walls, driveways, patios, decks, fences, and all types of roofs, let us clean your home or business. We have been a member of the Better Business Bureau since 1991 and are the most experienced company in the northern Palm Beaches. Licensed and insured, Paul Stetson Pressure Cleaning is the reliable and affordable solution to your exterior cleaning needs. Call us today.
If you're asking yourself, will anyone help me save my home? Direct your question to James A. Chaffee, Esquire, a.k.a. the Juris Doctor. Through his daily practice and legal advice column, Mr. Chaffee provides his diagnosis and a path to help homeowners achieve the best possible outcome. If you're dealing with a tough situation or simply closing on a home, don't go it alone. Make sure you have proper representation. The Juris Doctor, real estate attorney James A. Chaffee, by your side.
Choosing the right real estate agency and realtor makes a dramatic difference in the outcome of your transaction and overall experience. So before you make your decision, make sure your realtor has a solid understanding of the local market, lifestyles, and opportunities, as well as strong connections and trusted resources. Knowledge, experience, cutting-edge technology. This is our culture. This is our promise. Illustrated Properties Real Estate. Our roots run deep.
Welcome back. Why do you watch South Florida Real Estate Update? Because here you can see tips that will save you thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm here with Rolando Figueroa from State Certified Roofing. Welcome to South Florida Real Estate Update.
Thank you.
And what is that one key thing that you look for before you start a roofing job?
Well, we look at the roof trusses. We want to see how they're strapped and how they're fastened.
So why is that important?
Well, ultimately, you want your roof to be hurricane-proof. But more importantly, right now, insurance companies are offering major discounts by having that fastener in place. The design uplift increases by having the strapping on the roof truss. So we actually look for that and retrofit it if we need to.
So you nail down the roof, essentially, or nail down the trusses so they're not going to blow off in heavy winds.
Yeah, correct. We're increasing the design pressure that actually can withstand. So we're actually adding a strap or a bracket to increase the hurricane resistance.
Now, so many homeowners find out about this tip after the roof has been done and they learn about it from their insurance agents.
Yeah, and that's too late. The roof's already completed. You can't access it from the outside, and unfortunately, they lose out on thousands of dollars. The average homeowner saves between $1,500 to $2,000 a year just by adding a fastener. It's actually pretty, it's pretty remarkable.
Now, I'm not great at math, but you multiply that times the life of a roof, 10, 20 years, you can pay for a roof.
Yeah, it pays for itself. There's no question. It's incredible.
And you, as a contractor, you can do the work.
Yeah, we're licensed to do both roofing and general construction, so we're able to add that fastener or the strap if needed. We're licensed to do it.
And if you if someone hires a roofer who's not a contractor?
Well, you have to be a general contractor. They'd have to hire someone to do it and be able to install that properly. We do it every day, so it's easy for us.
So when someone's looking for some sort of a bid or on a roof, then they should be asking about this as well.
Yeah, it's critical. How the roof assembly is installed is as important as how the roof tiles are installed. It'll save you in the long run.
Bottom line, make sure you get some insurance savings nailed down when you get a new roof.
Exactly.
Rolando Figueroa from State Certified Roofing, thank you very much for being here on South Florida Real Estate Update.
Thank you for having me.
Now let's take a tour of another great place to live in South Florida.
Fort Pierce is a beautiful waterfront city and is one of the oldest cities in Florida. Fort Pierce celebrates its history by maintaining its historic buildings and through exceptional museums like the A.E. Backus Museum and Gallery, the St. Lucie County Regional History Center, and the Navy SEAL Museum, as Fort Pierce was the birthplace of the SEALs during World War II. Fort Pierce is also a great center for the arts, featuring the Sunrise Theater, which was beautifully restored to its original 1920s grandeur and hosts numerous and diverse shows, from rock concerts to opera. There are also frequent waterfront events like the Farmers Market, Bike Night, and Friday Fest. And there are plenty of beautiful and uncrowded beaches. Fort Pierce truly has that old Florida feel that is getting hard to find. With a population of just under 42,000, Fort Pierce is growing at a comfortable pace and features a slow-paced lifestyle with plenty of things to do, especially if you like the water. The fishing here is some of the best on the East Coast, and it's becoming a sport fishing mecca. If you are looking to move to a place with an old Florida feel, great restaurants, and lots to do in and around the water, Fort Pierce is a great place to look. Home prices are very reasonable, and few places combine all that Fort Pierce has to offer.
Tom Day is back. He is the Senior Vice President for Illustrated Properties. Tom, earlier in the program we talked about buyers in 2014. What about sellers? The market is changing.
Great time to be a seller. No question about that.
Why is that?
The inventory has come down, so currently we're talking about a 6-month supply in the market. So if you're a seller, you work with your realtor and price the home properly, no question it will sell.
There are fewer foreclosures and short sales in real estate in 2014?
Fewer investors, fewer flippings. It's a traditional market, healthy, robust market.
What about days on the market? How quickly can someone expect his home to sell?
If we're looking at Palm Beach County, primarily in that county, we're at about 5.5 months supply, which means if no other homes were listed for sale, the inventory of homes would be depleted in 5.5 months.
Versus what over past years, historically?
Well, a couple of years back, we were looking at 24 months.
So you can expect if you price your home properly, it's going to be moving quite quickly.
Absolutely. And again, it points out the need to have the right realtor to work with you and determine the value of that home and get it listed at the right price.
But we have several different mini markets in our area. We have Palm Beach County and Martin County and St. Lucie County. How can a seller know the specific market dynamics in his area?
Well, I agree that they're different, unique markets. However, they're the same in the case of having the right real estate agent, which I mentioned earlier. I can't emphasize that enough. But you need someone local to the market that understands the market, that lives and breathes that market. So do your research, find a good real estate agent, you won't have any problems.
And that realtor at Illustrated Properties can also give you a comparative market analysis of what your home is actually worth.
No question. It should be done in a matter of hours.
Tom Day, Senior Vice President for Illustrated Properties. Thanks for being here today. We're sharing your insights.
My pleasure to be here. Thanks, Scott.
It starts with a roof inspection. As a current homeowner, a buyer, or a seller, it's best to identify a roof's condition to determine the next course of action, if any. You can depend on the experts at State Certified Roofing to provide an honest and credible assessment of the roof and present options based on insurance company specifications, durability, design, cost, scheduling, and installation. State Certified Roofing, certified to ensure excellence. We're all inundated with promotional messages about how to secure a mortgage. It's hard to know what to do. That's where Janine Henryon from Group 1 Mortgage comes in. Not only does she have the expertise to uncover your best options, she is there to help you every step of the way.
It was our dream to be homeowners, and we didn't think it would happen as quickly as it did because we didn't have a lot of money going into the process. But using a VA loan, Janine was really able to help us out.
Absolutely. She made it as effortless as possible.
Janine Henryon. Count on her to go the extra mile.
Are you tired of getting by the big box boys and the 1-800 numbers? We fix $37 installations, factory direct prices, and over 500,000 square feet of first quality, brand name flooring products in stock will save you money. In addition, our in-house showroom has thousands of samples. If it goes on the floor, we have it.
One call, that's all. 561-848-0808.
The Founder Cam visits the Bush Wildlife Sanctuary, and I'm here with Executive Director David Hitzig. And tell me something about this bear.
Kurt, this is Taya, and Taya is a type of bear known as the black bear. People are surprised to find out that bear are actually found in Florida. We have about 2,500 black bear in the entire state. There's 3 main populations up near Osceola National Forest near Jacksonville, Ocala National Forest in the middle part of the state, and believe it or not, even in the Everglades. Occasionally, black bear even make it right here into Palm Beach County.
And she likes grapes and honey.
Definitely likes grapes and lots of honey.
Now, she doesn't hibernate.
You know, it's surprising, but in Florida, because our weather is so warm, very rarely will the bears go into a hibernation. Sometimes in northern Florida, they may den up for a couple of weeks, but usually they remain active all year long.
David Hitzig, when is the Bush Wildlife Sanctuary open?
Bush Wildlife Sanctuary is open to the public Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
Thanks for telling us something.
Oh, you're welcome.
Keeping your house safe, sound, and beautiful is important. Here's a great way to do it.
Minor repairs, such as fixing a fence or door, adding a fresh coat of paint, or installing new fixtures, makes a dramatic difference in the look of your home. Plus, it's affordable and can be achieved in a short period of time. And although some people like to do it themselves, others need a little help. That's when it's a good idea to contact a local and reliable handyman. However, before you make the call, take the time to walk through each room and write down what improvements or fixes need to be done. You may also want to group the items based on categories such as replace fixtures, paint rooms, clean gutters, and cleaning. Once you have a concise list, make the call and ask for a time estimate and price. This will help both you and your handyman plan ahead, which will save time and money.
It's 96 degrees on a Friday afternoon of a 4th of July weekend, and your AC crashes. You knew this day was coming, and you wish you knew this guy, Adam Emanuel of Adams Air Conditioning. Welcome to South Florida Real Estate Update. You should know a good air conditioning contractor. Don't you think that's good advice?
Absolutely. You know, before the event happens, you should be familiar with a good contractor who's you're comfortable with.
Mm-hmm. Maybe get an air conditioning tune-up, a checkup of the AC unit?
Well, absolutely. That's a good way to start. That way you could get a good feel for how their technicians are and how they handle you, and that they're not just salespeople out there trying to sell you something.
Because you're all selling some of the same equipment, how can I, as a homeowner, tell the difference between contractors?
Well, sometimes it's difficult, but you should, if you don't get a recommendation from somebody, you should always get a few different contractors into your home to get a feel for how they are. You know, are they honest? You should always check their records. You should check licensing and insurance, of course. Better Business Bureau, some of the ways you could check if they're good or not. And, of course, ask your friends.
You must have walked into homes to fix air conditioning units and seen horror stories.
Oh, we have a lot of stories to tell. You know, one of the ones that comes to mind is we got a call from a customer recently that had an air conditioner installed only a month prior. And they couldn't get it to work, it wasn't cooling their home, it broke down several times, and that contractor just couldn't fix it. So we came out just to find out that they put in a mismatched system and it didn't work with the ductwork that they had in there, so it ended up to be a mess and all kinds of problems with it.
So you have to be able to coordinate the size of the unit with the air ducts and how it's flowing through the house?
There's a lot of technical parts and aspects to an air conditioner.
I was trying to be as technical as possible.
It's not as simple as that. It's not like going out and buying a car and everybody's selling the same car and it's going to perform the same way. Contractors do things in a different way than other contractors, and some are better and some are not as good, and it could lead to some situations down the road.
So bottom line, get to know a good air conditioning contractor, and I suggest Adam Emanuel at Adams Air Conditioning.
Thank you,
Thanks
Kurt.
for being here on South Florida Real Estate Update. Rent or buy. Next Sunday, Tom Day of Illustrated Properties provides some interesting answers. David Dunham has some great homeowners insurance advice, especially if you want better coverage at a cheaper cost. Plus, we will have some stress-free advice that will move you, and an amazing condo renovation with mind-blowing coastal views. That's next Sunday morning at 11:30. South Florida Real Estate Update, on air, online, and on the go.
Does your home have curb appeal? The impact of landscaping, especially here in South Florida, is incredible. It's a big part of how we assess the value of a home, a community, even a lifestyle. It takes vision, talent, and expertise to create a design that makes a truly great impression, one that will wow you today and grow throughout the years. Innovative, green, and gorgeous. Impact Landscaping, the clear choice.
And there you are. Be sure to watch next week when we tackle the subject of renting versus buying, ways to improve your credit score, and important things to consider when choosing a home insurance policy, and more. South Florida Real Estate Update, addressing your local real estate market. I'm Kurt Fonger. Until then, have a good week.